I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not even a savvy investor, but I did invest in Aptera. After the fact, I came across an online Forbes Advisor article called How to Invest in a Startup. I'll link to it below. Among other things, it has 5 questions you need to ask yourself before investing in a startup. I wanted to see how my decision matched up, so I asked myself those questions, and I thought I'd share the answers with you. Hi, my name is Bill, and welcome to Chasing Aptera. In this series, I chronicle the trials and tribulations of purchasing, acquiring, transporting, and licensing this unique solar electric vehicle. Question number 1. What do you know about the startup? Is it a field, industry, or product that you're familiar with? My whole career was in technology. I worked in the telecommunications department at Fidelity Investments. I worked at Texas Instruments, NEC, Raytheon, and retired at Verizon, where I designed global wide area fiber optic networks. I also worked at a company you probably never heard of called Ztel. In 1981, it was the most heavily invested startup in New England history. But by 1986, this company that had invented what was considered a revolutionary telephone system with an integrated token ring local area network was no more. So while my background is not specifically in electric car manufacturing, I've done the research, and I do have the technical background to understand the significance of Aptera's engineering approach. I also have firsthand knowledge of the behind-the-scenes working of a startup. Question number 2. Is the team passionate about their idea? Anyone who has seen co-CEOs Chris Anthony and Steve Fambro in action know how passionate they are. Just take a look at Steve Fambro's wrap-up in Aptera's February 2024 update.
Aptera is more than a vehicle. It's a movement. And Chris and I will stop at nothing to get this vehicle into production. The world needs solar mobility, and here we are, closer than ever before to delivery. I have no doubt that Aptera is going to succeed. I can't wait until I'm handing over the first key card to a customer delivery.
Question number 3. Does the startup have domain expertise? Both founders and co-CEOs Steve Fambro and Chris Anthony have extensive experience with startups. For instance, Chris Anthony founded Flux Power, which designs and manufactures lithium battery solutions. When Flux Power started out, they made electric vehicle battery packs, but then shifted to making battery packs for the material handling equipment industry. Chris also founded a wakeboat company called Epic Boats and gained experience in composite materials. In addition to Aptera, Steve founded FamGrow, an indoor vertical farming company, and has a background in electrical engineering. He worked at a company called Illumina, where he helped design robots that make DNA and vision systems to inspect the DNA. In fact, Steve and Chris started a company in 2006, which was a precursor to what we know now as Aptera, called Accelerated Composites. The company also aimed to produce a 3-wheeled vehicle with exceptional fuel efficiency, and they eventually changed the name of the company to Aptera. Unfortunately, they were advised to hire someone from the automotive industry to run the company, which they did in 2008, but it turned out he did not share their vision. Steve and Chris left the company in 2010, and unable to procure funding, particularly government loans, the company liquidated in 2011, meaning its assets were sold and used to settle creditors. The 2,000 people who had put down $500 each to reserve a vehicle were reimbursed. Committed to their vision, however, Steve and Chris were able to relaunch the company we know today as Aptera in 2019 with a redesigned solar all-electric vehicle designed by Jason Hill. Jason was a designer at Porsche's American Design Studio and is president of 11 LLC, a design studio with a number of automotive clients. Taking what they learned from their first attempt, Steve and Chris made sure they retained control of the new company, but partnered and consulted with industry experts. Foremost is Sandy Monroe. With a 50-year career helping companies like GM, BMW, and Ford, Sandy is known for his lean design methodology and had a big impact on Aptera's approach to design and manufacturing. Today, we see Steve and Chris have learned from their mistakes and the mistakes of other would-be EV manufacturers, partnered with the best in the field, and taken a smart, measured, capital-efficient approach to bringing their vehicle to market. They are beyond the prototype phase, and at this recording have received the first of their production intent bodies for testing. Question number 4. How big is the market? According to Fortune Business Insights, in 2020, the U.S. EV market size was estimated at over $24 billion and is projected to reach a whopping $137 billion by 2028. That's a compound annual growth rate of over 25%. And Kelley Blue Book reports that EVs captured a record 7.6% share of the total U.S. vehicle market in 2023, up from 5.9% in 2022. Aptera sees their potential market as 600,000 vehicles per year, broken down amongst these groups. There are the folks who are looking for two-passenger vehicles. U.S. Department of Transportation data shows there are only 1 or 2 people occupying a car in the average daily commute, and many in the large baby boomer market simply don't need large family vehicles. Aptera believes it will also attract folks who enjoy riding motorcycles and three-wheelers. The company believes environmental advocates and energy-saving advocates will be drawn to their vehicle, as well as commuters who put a high value on efficiency. Keep in mind that Aptera already has more than 47,000 vehicle reservations, representing over $1.7 billion in potential revenues. And while they will have the capacity at first to build 20,000 vehicles per year, their finance people tell them they only need to sell 6,000 units per year to be financially stable. Question number 5. Why this? Why now? Consumer interest in EVs will fluctuate, but on the whole, it is rising due to environmental concerns and potential cost savings as gas prices fluctuate. Federal and state tax credits make EVs more affordable for buyers. Not only that, but Aptera is now eligible for certain types of government funding that wasn't available to it during its first iteration back in 2009. Improvements in battery range and charging infrastructure are addressing some of the previous limitations of EVs. Aptera already addresses some of these issues by designing models with ranges from 250 to 1,000 miles of range per charge. Their launch edition will have a range of 400 miles per charge, and all the models will get up to 40 miles of range per day from their solar panels. And all will have a NACS interface, allowing them to plug into Tesla's excellent supercharger network. So that's why I invested in Aptera. If you want to invest, I list a couple of ways in the notes below. There's an option that allows you to invest as little as $210 at republic.com, or for a minimum investment of $1,000, you can invest at the Aptera website. Please keep in mind that investing in a startup is risky. If you aren't prepared for the possibility of losing your investment, please don't invest. If you just want to reserve a vehicle, I have a link below for that as well, which will save you $30. I hope you liked this episode. Please share this video with anyone who you think might enjoy it, and feel free to leave your comments and questions below. Thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me for future episodes of Chasing Aptera.